Good morning. This is a quick introduction and demo of the Minleon Powerball. Minleon Powerball comes in two components. We have our controller and we have the bulbs themselves. Firstly, the controller. So the controller sits on a 110 power line and has an output for a single festoon, string, chandelier, in fact, any closed circuit you wish. And it is capable of running in standalone mode direct from the controller. Wired DMX, so each controller represents one universe of DMX, wireless DMX using the WDMX platform, and via the Wi-Fi app, which we'll be demonstrating today using the iPad. The second component are the bulbs, available in both E26 and E17 base in a variety of shapes. Today we have S14 and G50, and we also have frosted and clear options. There are also faceted options on the way in various shapes and sizes. So, I suppose we should start at the beginning. We have the app, so what I'm going to show you is from the desktop on the iPad. We go onto the Powerball app. This will firstly bring up the list of controllers that we have on our network today. We have two in play. The one on the table is the second. And from there, it will bring us up into one of the 5 modes that the unit has. The modes are up here in the top right. You have blackout, enabling you to actually kill the display at any one point using controller or app. We have the live mode, which are the preset patterns, color palette, and all those tools. We have a show mode, so preset shows, and we also have favorites as snapshot favorites that you can actually store via the app. So we're going to work in live mode today, and the first thing we're going to do is address the lamps. I'm going to show you the simplest way of doing this. So clicking down on the settings bar at the bottom, this brings us into network setup and controller setup. We're going to be going into controller setup. Here it has our controller, it has our bulb type, the RGBW. We will in future have other options, but right now this is the only option available on the market. Below we have the bulb start ID, essentially your DMX address within the universe. We're going to start at DMX address 1, we have nothing else on our controller. And the bulb render count, we have a string of a regular festoon string with 3 sockets, 3 26 sockets, and we have 3 lamps. So we have everything set up. We are now going to add our bulbs. So this interface, very large interface, so you can actually see it from a distance, which is going to be handy. So imagine that you have 100 lamps on the ground on a festoon, and you're working on your own, and you need to address them all. The old way of doing this, you would have to keep going back to the iPad and advancing and scoring in the lamps. There is in fact an auto increment tool, so the app itself will actually step through each dress as you go, allowing you not to have to return to the controller. The speed at which it steps through is important. If you really want to have fun with this, you can set it down at 1 and 0 and be exceptionally snappy with the bulbs. Alternatively, we can slow it down, which is what I'm going to do, and run it up at setting 8. Okay, so when you're ready to address your bulbs, you've got your string laid out, you've got your bulbs laid out, and off we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit start adding bulbs, and you will see a bar going down on the screen. This is the amount of time I have to screw in the lamp. The lamp then flashes green, which means it's still addressing. Once it goes solid green, you can move on to the next lamp. Okay, so we have our flashing green, it will go solid green and move on to the next lamp. You'll also notice now that the first lamp has gone white. That is to tell you where you are in the string, and there we go, there's our third lamp, and now we can stop addressing because we only have 3 lamps. Once you stop addressing, it will start running whatever pattern we had running in our live controller. So we're just going to go back to this, okay, and go down to the bottom left hand corner, hit the live mode, and we are running a chase. There are a variety of effects. We have flex rainbows, paints, okay, we have our Vegas pattern, and within each effect we have speed, so we can actually run any speed between 0 and 100, and we have our color palette. Okay, it's a 3-channel unit. So if you have all 3 channels full, you can't add another color, but you add a color by moving around the wheel. The color selected is then represented in the center and you tap to add, but because we have 3 colors in there already, it's not going to add a third color. So we're firstly going to delete our yellow, and literally this is done by a double press, and then we can select our color on the wheel and tap it, and it adds it into the actual palette and let's pick a third color from our wheel and add that in. And the live effects instantly translate the information to the lamps themselves. We also have a white channel, okay, so we can change our palette out to the white scale between warm white and cool white. So we're just going to delete a color and we're just going to add in a very cool white, and we now have a cool white within our chase. Okay, that is a simple way of doing color. Down at the bottom here we also have an intensity between 0 and 100%, and that is the live channel mode. We're just going to go to Flex Rainbow. Now Flex Rainbow is slightly unique, doesn't have the color palette because it's a rainbow. It's already working that information out for us. So that is the basics of the controller. Over here we have our favorites, so we can store presets, just showing you a few of the toys on the controller, and go back to live mode. There we go. And that is pretty much it for the basics, I think. Yes. Any other questions? Please give us a call. Thank you.